Underground soil. Hack explosive plant growth in 7 days. Gardening has always been more than just planting seeds and, hoping for the best. Over the years, I've realized that some of the most powerful techniques are the ones passed down quietly by old farmers, hidden in their everyday rituals and instincts. One of these is what I now call underground soil fermenting, USF for short. It's a deceptively simple method that transforms your garden soil into a nutrient-rich powerhouse, boosting plant growth, leaf vibrancy, and fruit production. If you've ever wondered how traditional farmers manage to grow lush, resilient crops without chemical fertilizers, this technique might be your answer. Today, I'm going to walk you through the entire process, step by step, with exact ratios and application tips, so you can see real results in your garden. What is underground soil fermenting? At its core, underground soil fermenting is an organic technique where we use the natural process of fermentation to enhance the nutrients in the soil. Essentially, you bury plant matter and allow it to ferment, creating a living fertilizer, teeming with beneficial microbes. These microbes not only release essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, but also improve soil structure, moisture retention, and root health. Old farmers didn't need fancy fertilizers or complex lab setups. They understood the magic of soil life and how fermentation could transform humble garden scraps into gold for their plants. In today's gardening world, this method is often referred to as FPJ, fermented plant juice, for liquid applications. But the twist with USF is that it starts underground, fostering a richer, more potent microbial community before we even bottle it. Gathering your materials. The beauty of underground soil fermenting is its simplicity. You don't need expensive ingredients or specialized tools, just what's likely already in your garden and kitchen. For a successful ferment, you'll need fresh plant matter, water, and a natural starter like sugar or molasses to kickstart microbial activity. Plant matter can include crop residues, green leaves, kitchen scraps, or weeds. Think of anything that would naturally return nutrients to the soil. The water should ideally be chlorine-free. Rainwater or well water works best. Molasses or sugar isn't strictly necessary, but it encourages faster fermentation and a richer microbial mix. For tools, all you need is a sturdy container or a small pit in your garden, a lid or some soil to cover your ferment, and something to press the plant matter down to remove air pockets. I like to use a simple measuring jug so I can maintain exact ratios and track my success over time. Step-by-step guide to underground soil fermenting. Now, let's get into the process. The first time I tried this, I followed vague instructions I found online and ended up with a weak ferment that smelled, well, less than pleasant. Through trial, error, and conversations with old farmers, I've developed a method that consistently produces a potent, fragrant, nutrient-rich liquid for your garden. Step 1. Select your spot. Pick a quiet, shaded corner of your garden or a large container if you're working on a small scale. The area should remain undisturbed during the fermentation process. I've had the best results using a shallow pit that's just deep enough to submerge the plant matter fully. Step 2. Prepare the plant matter. Chop your plant material into small pieces. Smaller pieces ferment faster and more evenly, releasing nutrients efficiently. The ratio I use is roughly 10 parts plant matter, 3 parts water, and 1 part molasses. This ratio ensures the microbes have enough food to multiply without producing too much acidity or an unpleasant odor. Step 3. Layering and submersion. Place the plant matter in your container or pit, then pour in the water and stir to combine. Press the mixture down firmly to remove air pockets, as oxygen can slow fermentation and promote unwanted bacteria. Cover the container with a lid or soil to seal it from the open air. This anaerobic environment encourages the good microbes to thrive. Step 4. Fermentation time. Leave your mixture to ferment for 7 to 14 days depending on temperature and plant type. I check mine every 3 days, pressing it down again if any plant matter floats to the surface. You'll notice a pleasant earthy smell when it's ready, similar to wet forest soil, not rotten or sour. Step 5. Strain and store. Once the fermentation is complete, strain the liquid from the solid material. The liquid is your FPJ, ready for use as a nutrient-rich soil booster. Store it in a sealed container away from direct sunlight to preserve its microbial life. The leftover solid matter can be composted or returned to the garden as mulch. Applying underground soil ferment to your garden, here's where the magic really happens. Once your liquid is ready, you can start feeding your plants. The key, honestly, is proportion and consistency. For small gardens, around 200 to 250 milliliters per plant per week works beautifully. Now, for larger areas, you'll want to dilute roughly 2 to 2.5 liters of FPJ in 10 liters of water for every 10 square meters of garden. Personally, I prefer to pour the liquid directly at the base of the plants, making sure it reaches the root zone where it can do the most good. While some gardeners foliar feed by spraying the leaves, I recommend diluting the FPJ at 1 to 10 with water to avoid burning delicate foliage. Apply every 7 to 10 days to keep your soil vibrant and alive. One of the things I love about this method is how adaptable it is. Leafy crops like spinach and kale respond incredibly well, showing greener leaves and faster growth, while fruiting crops such as tomatoes and peppers develop stronger stems and heavier fruit sets. I couldn't resist testing this in my own garden, so I set up a simple experiment comparing two FPJs, one made traditionally, just plant juice and molasses, and one using underground soil fermenting. I applied each to identical plants under the same conditions and monitored their progress for about 4 to 6 weeks. The results were astonishing. Plants fed with USF-based FPJ had noticeably greener, fuller leaves, sturdier stems, and earlier flowering. Fruit set was more abundant and consistent, showing that the microbes and nutrients in the underground fermented juice truly make a difference. Keeping a small journal to track growth, leaf color, and yield is a great way to see the impact firsthand and adjust your technique over time. Even with a foolproof method, small adjustments make a huge difference. Firstly, cleanliness matters. Contamination from dirty containers can spoil your ferment. Secondly, adjust the sugar or molasses slightly depending on the plants you're feeding. Leafy vegetables thrive with a bit more sugar to encourage microbial growth, while fruiting plants need a balanced mix to avoid overly nitrogen-rich foliage at the expense of flowers. Moisture is another critical factor. Keep your ferment damp but not waterlogged. Too dry slows microbial activity, too wet can lead to unwanted bacteria. I often combine USF with compost tea or other organic fertilizers for a holistic feeding program. Finally, don't rush. Fermentation takes time, and patience is rewarded with healthier plants and more abundant harvests. I often hear gardeners say, "But I already compost. Isn't that enough?" Compost is excellent, but fermentation adds a new layer of life to your soil. It's like a concentrated superfood for plants, microbes, enzymes, and nutrients all in one. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced gardener, experimenting with USF teaches you the importance of soil health and microbial activity, giving your garden a natural, sustainable boost. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into underground soil fermenting, I encourage you to try it in your own garden. Start small, experiment, and see how your plants respond. Document your results and share your observations. It's an incredible way to learn and grow alongside your garden. And if you want more tried and true practical gardening tips and experiments like this one, make sure to subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Share this article and video with fellow gardeners so we can grow a community that truly understands the power of healthy soil. Happy gardening, and may your leaves always be green and your harvests abundant.